Hello ladies and gentlemen, fellow traders. Today is Sunday, 5th of April 2020. The time is 2:05 p.m. Welcome to our BBMA weekly analysis for the trading week of 6th to 10th of April 2020. Let's get started. We first start by looking at our BBMA setup SOP. We still have the same setup SOP using 4 time frame, weekly, daily, H4 and H1. We look for re-entry on weekly, MHV with engulfing on daily, re-entry or MHV in H4, and we use H1 for our confirmation entry. We want to see the CSM and also the candle break the EMA 50. We also use the divergence on oscillators such as Awesome or MACD to confirm our trade in some situation. Our main entry point is at H4. That is where our TP and our cut loss is. We use 1% of our risk per trade and we trade maximum 5 pair at the same time. Okay, let's review the last week trade. For last week, we have a positive week, although it's not big, but it's a positive week. This is due to we are using a smaller lot size to compensate for the volatile market due to the coronavirus effect. Last week we have mostly TP trade except for GN was stop out right away after the entry in a very short period of time, and currently we have one trade running, which is gold. Okay, so let's look at this week's setup. We first start by looking at the USD currency index, the DXY. On weekly, we can see DXY last week was a re-entry sell and it come back again to retest the re-entry sell. On daily, it's still a MHV sell, and on H4, it's also a MHV sell. What you want to see is you want to be able to see the CSM sell on H1. At the time, is not yet happening, but we can see this is clear CSM happening at H1. So what we're going to do is we're going to set alert to tell us that the currency is moving to the south. CSM sell. Okay, so this is what we do. Okay, before that so we have let's remove all the last week alert. So as you can see, this is exactly how we do our trade. We use our custom indicator to help us monitor and also manage our trade. Okay, so DXY we're done. Next pair we want to look at is Euro USD. USD. Okay, start at weekly. At weekly, we can see the price now is at the re-entry buy zone. Okay, and if you look at daily is a MHV buy, this area, and we also see MHV in H4. What we want to see is we want to be able to see a CSM buy close above this EMA 50 on H1. So again, this setup is not ready. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our custom indicator, CSM buy, and also remind ourselves to check for EMA 50. Okay, next one. GBP USD at weekly time frame, the price now is at a weekly re-entry sell zone. Re-entry buy zone. Okay, this is MA5 and MA10 low. So this is a buy zone. Okay, price is retracing down again, retest the buy zone. So on D1, we can see this is a re-entry buy. Although it looks like a MHV sell, but this is a re-entry buy from our perspective. On H4, we see a MHV buy. Let me make this a little bit, sorry, make it a little bit bigger so we can see clearly there. Okay, this is a MHV buy, and this is a good sign because as you can see the price retests EMA 50 but it closed again above EMA 50, so mean the upward movement is still valid. On H1 is a MHV buy, so again what we want to do here is we need to see this candle close above the top BB and also above this EMA 50A. So GU is also not ready, so what we're gonna do, again we're gonna set up a CSM buy and put our note, remind ourselves to check EMA 50 as well. Okay, so that's it for GU. Next pair, AUD USD. So AUD USD on weekly is a re-entry buy. This is a buy zone on weekly. In fact, this is a extreme buy. Okay, this is a reverse candle for this extreme. And then on H1, D1, sorry, we can see re-entry buy. The price is currently an entry buy. On H4, this is a MHV buy as well, because price tried to, this was the CSM sell and then it retraced back, and then this candle did not close below this low BB, so this is a re-entry buy setup for MHV buy setup for us. And on H1 you can see a clear MHV buy. So again, this setup is also not ready. You want to see this close above this top BB and also above this EMA 50 to confirm this upward movement. So for AUD USD, we have to also set alert to wait for CSM buy and make sure it's close above EMA 50. Okay, next pair, Euro JPY. For Euro JPY on a weekly time frame is a re-entry buy. Okay, very clear re-entry buy, and this is actually extreme buy magic because these both EMA is outside the Bollinger Band. Okay, so very strong buy. Let's check if this is ready. And MHV buy on daily. We want, if this close and engulf, this would be very nice setup, but unfortunately it does not happen yet. On H4 we can see a MHV, let me just remove all the drawing. MHV buy, see price does not close above the low BB, and in fact it never closed below this candle. Okay, so on H1 H1 is making an upward movement, however we have not seen any momentum candle form yet. So price is retesting the EMA 50. So what we're gonna do is we want to see this candle close above here and also above the EMA 50. So for Euro JPY, we're gonna set our alert as well, CSM buy at H1, and also check the EMA 50 at that time. Okay, so we have alert for that, and next one will be GBP CHF. This is a pair that we seldom trade, however there seems to be a good setup this week. This is a very good re-entry sell setup in the weekly, as you can see here. And then on daily is a MHV sell, and you see the EMA 50 is here and it's rejecting, it is not closing above the EMA 50. And then on H4 is a CSAK sell. Okay, however it's make a more small retracement there, which is fine. Then on H1 so, okay, what we're gonna do here first, let me just mark this. Okay, CSAK is here, and H1, as you can see, after the CSAK, we can see there's already a CSM cell here, so mean this setup is already valid. So for this week, we can enter our sell trade, preferably from here all the way to here, and our stop loss will be at the level of this EMA 50, which is the highest candle here. This is it's just maybe somewhere a little bit here. Okay, so that will be our stop loss, and this will be our entry zone. Okay, so this, let me just write it down here, sell zone. Okay, so that's it for GBP chaff. We don't have to set alert for this one because the setup is already valid. And the last pair we want to look at is gold, XAU USD. Gold, you still can see this bearish divergence is still happening, okay, on a weekly, and price at this week is at a very sweet MH re-entry sell zone, and on D1 we can see MHV sell. Okay, this is a MHV sell, price go up, go down, and did not, in fact this is a re-entry sell, sorry, because it actually reject both the EMA at 5 and 10 high here. As you can see, let me zoom out a little bit, zoom in a little bit, sorry. See, this is a re-entry sell, and on H4 MHV sell, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna wait for CSM sell to happen on H1, which I believe gonna happen probably on Monday itself, because this is a H1, so we're gonna have 24 H1 candle. I'm sure you're gonna be able to make a CSM sell here. So that's our clue to sell on XAU USD. So we set alert. No. It's a CSM sell. Okay, so that's it. Pretty much 5 currency pair that we look at, and also USD index. So let me just repeat again. For this week, what we're gonna do is DXY. We want to see DXY making a CSM sell to tell us that the Euro USD is weak, and it will validate these 3 buy that we have. Okay, and then however, it's a little bit contradicting with gold, because gold usually, if gold is strong, means USD is weak, but we want to sell gold. But regardless what it is, we let the market tell us. And the other 2 pair is EJ and also GBP chaff. So EU, we're gonna look for buy, GU buy, AU buy, EJ buy, GBP chaff sell, and also we want to sell gold if the setup is valid. Okay, so we entry sell doesn't mean we sell now. We always wait for the market to tell us what to do. So this is for this week. So as usual, we have 5 to 6 pair to trade, and we will add if there's extra in the week from the group discussion. So before we end this week, I have another thing to share, which is trader motivation. So depend on which culture you come from. I believe these 2 parable mean the same thing. In Malay, it's called sikit-sikit lama-lama jadi bukit, means although it's bit by bit, at the end it will amount to something huge. So we have to use this mindset in our trading, because a huge profit from one trade doesn't guarantee our overall profitability, but small trade that accumulate over the time will make us a huge profit. Just like in a Western culture, they said Rome is not built in one day. Means it take a long time to build something big like the Colosseum or the whole Rome itself. Okay, so that's it guys. I wish you all the best for the trading week, and I hope market will be in our favor this week again. Then till we meet again next week. Bye bye.